Okay, so uh, in this video, I'm going to deep dive one variation of the Scandinavian defense. This is called modern variation. Normally, uh, black queen will take the d5 pawn, and we develop knight to kick the queen. We can get a tempo. The queen moves, and we can either develop our knight or push the pawn. So that's the reason black would choose knight f6 instead, rather than taking the pawn immediately. Black developed knight, hoping to take the pawn with the knight. So the first move coming to my mind is c4 to protect the pawn, because I don't want to lose the pawn. But that turned out to be inaccurate, because black can give up this pawn but speed up piece development. So if you look at the bar, now black is slightly better, close to equal. So and the d4 square, once knight moves to c6, the d4 square is controlled by black pieces. Right now there are two pieces, and later after e5, bishop c5, black will have so strong control of the d4 square, and which will make our light square bishop a little bit awkward to be developed. So for example, if we move the knight and black will play e5, and we play, let's say, bishop e2, and there's e4 move kicking our knight. So black has very good control of the center. Our knight doesn't have good squares to go. If we play d3, and in this case black can still play e4. If I take the pawn, trade the queens, knight e4, there is a tempo. We have to protect the pawn. For example, bishop to e3 and bishop to f5, and after that, like castling. For example, if we long castle, black, we play knight c3, long castle. Our king, if we move here, there's discover attack. King c1, block of a rook. King e2, block of bishop. King e1, and takes. Our pawn structure is really bad, and after bishop to a3 and later bishop b2, we will lose c3 pawn. So we cannot protect the pawn. For example, bishop to d4, this was actually a mistake. I think we will lose material after checking the king. If we move here, our rook will be trapped. So we'll be punished by slow development. So what should we do instead? So here, if we play knight c3, black will take the pawn and we trade the knight. So here black has a queen in the center. It's not easy to kick the queen. We can play c4, but again the d4 square will become like an outpost, like queen e4, check, and later knight c6. Black have very good control of d4 square. So this is where what we see in this game. Knight f3, knight bishop g4. It's really hard to push d4 pawn. Bishop e2, knight c6. Black has so many pieces controlling d4, including this bishop, because it's threat to our knight, and also e5. So we will have big problem with d4. So yeah, actually bishop f5 is the game not best. We can play d4. If you long castle, I can play c3. So instead, black should play bishop to h5. If we keep pushing the pawn, we will expose our king side. And this is not good, like bishop to g6 and bishop e4. Black can pin our knight. So, but in this game, we didn't play d4, we played d3 instead. I understand the concern of the d4 pawn being like threatened, but after like e5, we'll lose the control of the center and black become better. So what should we do instead? So after knight f6, we can either develop our knight or play d4. Black would probably take with the knight. We still have better control than our opponent because we have d4 pawn pushed, and we can play knight 3. So instead of the Euro thing we see in Scandinavian, knight c3 kick the queen, we can actually kick knight with c4 instead. E4, e6, c4, knight back to f6, and we can develop knight. So in this case, white is still better with plus 0.6 almost. So then we can deal with bishop to d3 and castle. So this is the best solution to play against the knight f6 move.